For me, craft is everything that is made by human. I think that it is made with soul. Crafting is connected with machines from 150 years. So, and with hand tools for many, many years earlier. But I think that humans who are working with the craft production are on craftsmanship are connected, and they are giving their heart and soul to the products. It's not like machine line with that people don't even touch the product. This is like, for example, mobile phones, electronic devices and this kind of products, but in every bag, in every accessory, is touched by people who love to do it and who gives also a part of themselves to the product. For me, craft is a production with passion. I think that every person who is crafting something is making it with passion and giving its heart to the product. Many people who are working here are making as a hobby some artistic things. So they are drawing, they are making something with paint, they are painting cups or other things as a hobby, as a passion. So crafting requires to be a little bit artist. To become a skilled leather worker, it takes many years. It depends of a person, how long will it take, but generally at least 7-10 years is the time that someone can call himself skilled. Craft is definitely part of the human nature, and I don't imagine a world without craft. It would be very simple, very the same. When I was young, I spent a lot of time in the factory, which was my parents' factory. I was helping people to make some goods, and I was also helping to make handbags, as now. It was like walking or talking or something like that for me. Being in factory of my parents, it was normal for me, and I knew it from the time that I was very, very young. I knew how to make bags and how to make accessories. So as I'm laughing that all of my life I'm a craftsman of leather goods. The idea was from my grandmother, and my mother started to make some wallets, and my father was selling it during communism time. They were living in Gdańsk, so this is the city, the port city. So they were selling crafts to sailors, yes, to sailors. So this was the beginning of the factory. They started from accessories, and then they started to make bigger bags, shopper bags, then leather, and that's how it goes. It was a small workshop at the beginning. I don't remember. Father told me it was probably 3 person only working, and they started to sell it there in Gdańsk, and started to become bigger. When I was young, it was small in the basement, small facility with, I don't know, maybe 5-6 workers, and that's how I remember. It was only possibility to make business like that in late 80s. So then in 90, it was my first memory. But then later, my father had much more employees than now I have. But he wasn't making even half of bags that I'm making now. So in early 90s, it was 50 people can do maybe 500 bags per month. Many factories in Central Europe and Eastern Europe are closing down now. I think that is because they are not going with innovations, and they are not making so many innovations in their factories. So that's the reason. The machines that they are making they are old, and nowadays there are other options to make craft and to do it perfectly. In Poland, many factories were closed because the salary was bigger, and I personally think that factories in Poland weren't as good as Italian, but they were also very expensive. So I think that that's the reason that they didn't survive. There is not such a market in Poland to make big quantities of production of handbags. I think that there is a place for some of smaller companies, and we also make something like Hermès or other big brands, and we are teaching people how to craft, how to make a leather craft, how to do it. Also making a product like BERLING BUCHER. Jak się poprawnie mówi? Bucher? Okay, bo nie wiem właściwie czy tak. Okay, so also making products like BERLING BUCHER handbags are making us better factory, because they are very complicated and not so obvious. Closing down the factories in Poland is not the thing that we will forget how to do it, but the problem is that not now everything changed, but in 5 years, 8 years ago, there was no young people wanted to come and to learn how to make our goods. So now the things get better, and many young people want to come and to learn how to make, how to craft, how to create something, but 8 years ago it was not like that. The school in Poland for craftsmen are closed for, I think, 20 years, and there is no possibility to make it to come back. To run the school from the beginning. I think that if there will be a will for young people to learn how to do it, it's enough to make it in the factory like mine. It's not a problem, because every older person wants to teach young people how to do it. It won't be a problem. I like to work with people with passion, and I like to work with people that like to work here, because not everybody likes it. Not everybody is good to make something creative. There are some people that like to just work and every single day to do the same, and here it's not like that. You have to, every single day you have to think about what you do, you have to improve yourself, you have to do different styles, different colors. So I like to work with people that like to change something in their lives, like changing, like improving, like to be better. It is possible to make every work without loving it, but I don't think it's a good way to do it. When you love something, when you have passion in creating something, you are good in this. I think that this is the most problem of Polish companies, that they are closing because people are tired of work, of everything. They don't like what they do. The most I like about my work are improvements. I like to improve all of my machines. I'm making it, I'm tuning it. I realize that innovations are important during changing in prices and changing, global changing in craftsmanship. I seen the companies that they were closing, and this was mostly because of lack of innovations in the factories. So personally, I think that innovations and modern machines are good for crafting and helps crafting to evaluate. So I'm pretty sure that machines will not replace people. And I think that I believe that every product has a part of a person that is making it inside of it. I think that there is always a relation with person who is making product and the product. There is always a fingerprint on it. The production lines in China are unhuman for me because one person do only one thing and make many pieces, and many pieces doesn't come through QC and then they're just thrown out. In craftsmanship, everybody can make it perfect. Even if it is imperfect, we can create it, we can fix it, we can repair it, and we can make it looking good. Every craftsman can make perfect product from the beginning to end. We generally work on operations, so it is like that someone makes a part of the bag, then the other person sew it, then the other person finish it. But even if it goes with many hands in our factory, it is still made by hands with the machines. Technology generally elevates the craft and help to make more perfect things. In my personal opinion, technology is good for crafting. It will always be done by people and with helping of the machines. Even in the ancient times, the leather was cut by knives and other tools that was specific in this, let's say, industry. It was ancient times, so craftsmanship. Now we use CNC cutting machines and technically advanced sewing machines, but still you need to have good qualified personnel to make perfect goods, perfect handbags. Basically my most important machine now is CNC cutting machine, plotter. It gives, we cannot imagine work without it, but also you have to know that our cutters as a person has to cut some things. For example, handles of the bag has to be cut by hand, has to be evolved by hand. There are still many things that even the best machines, even the most computerized CNC cutting machines and sewing machine cannot be done by them. It has to be done by hand. So craftsmen are still very important in this business. Designer come to us, then we make something, then designer have some improvements, then we make it, and finally it goes to great bag and perfect thing. I remember first time when Joanna came to my office and we started developing bags. It was very hard to start because I knew that nobody in Poland wanted to make it. But I like challenges and we start to work together. It wasn't easy, but finally I think that we made very good project together.